Joining us right now is the management of NIIT Limited. Fairly decent set of numbers, total income growth of 10%, double digit for the second straight quarter with an improvement in margins to 10%. Rahul Patwardhan, the CEO, joins in now. Good afternoon, sir, and thanks so much for joining in. First, in your press conference, you spoke about two deals having slipped from Q2 into Q3, and you referred to a revenue visibility, an additional revenue visibility of $15 million. Could you elaborate a little more on that?
Yes. Corporate business has done well in this quarter. We had a 23% growth over the same quarter last year, so which is a bit more than what we had indicated. I want to emphasize it's a slightly higher performance for one quarter. Don't expect 23% every quarter going forward. We had a significant extension and expansion of one contract during the quarter, and a couple of customers had specifically large demand, and that's really what contributed 23% in this quarter. We have a number of deals in the pipeline. I had hoped that we would actually close quite a few of them in this quarter. But you know the process of contract signing. While we had verbal agreements, the final inking of documents have happened after the quarter got over. So two deals have been closed, one with a very large global manufacturing company, another with a very large global telecom equipment manufacturer. And we have many more deals in the pipeline. Pipeline is very strong right now.
So the revenue visibility right now is 15 million in terms of fresh orders.
The revenue visibility is at 219 million is the total revenue visibility that we have going forward, as against 203 million or so that we had at the end of the last quarter.
Okay. Rahul, I just wanted to touch upon your debt figures because that really stood out. You're down around 30% to 91 to 92 odd crores. What's the plan in terms of further debt reduction, and what might the internal targets be? And if you do have those plans, how exactly are you planning to achieve it, and by when?
I think the various reasons why the debt has gone down. One is that our profits have improved. That obviously has a direct impact. Our collections, we've been working extremely hard on our working capital management and our operating cycle reduction, and that has paid dividends. Most important, however, the government schools business, where we, as you know, a majority of our BR, almost 90 crores of it, was locked up in government schools receivables. We've had substantial payments that have come in during the quarter. Again here, there were a couple of payments that have come in substantial after the quarter got over. So if we had been luckier, this could have been even a lower number. Looking forward, we expect this debt to reduce further towards the end of the next two quarters. Not very substantially, but there will be a continuous decline over the next two quarters.
Okay. Could you tell us what your FY17 guidance is? When we last spoke to you, you said corporate learning business will have a 15% revenue growth, 12% margins, and on skills you told us about a 5% growth. What would be new guidance post the first half of the year?
So if you were to look at the impact of that guidance in terms of the overall NIIT revenue growth and EBITDA, we are holding very much firm to the overall numbers. So we are seeing stronger numbers on the corporate business and slightly weaker numbers on the skills and careers. But on an overall basis, we will deliver the overall revenue growth and EBITDA that would have been computed based on our opening guidance.
Would be the guidance for your business on the whole as well as in individual segments? If you could give us some numbers.
Well, 15-12, you've seen 23% growth in this quarter, so we would expect a few percentages higher on the CLG business. EBITDA will remain roughly the same because we're continuing to invest in growth development. The skills and career business could be a couple of percentage points lower, but the EBITDA will remain at the same mid-single digit EBITDA that we had indicated. So EBITDA should do really well on the skills and career business. On growth, it's been a little bit less strong as we had expected so far.
How much
for the full year, the entire NIIT performance will be at the level that we had indicated.
How much is government as a percentage of sales now, considering that you're consciously reducing your exposure to government as well as receivables outstanding?
Our overall receivables outstanding from government is still the majority. But we are making good progress, as I mentioned, and we expect that to continue over the next couple of quarters. In fact, we have received another 15 crores in the first week of this quarter, which itself would make a big improvement in the net debt. The government business as a revenue is very small. It's only the government schools business and a very small part of our skills business. The government schools business, we have only 2 contracts left, which is the Chhattisgarh state contract and the Assam state contract. Maharashtra just got over last quarter, and we have received payments from Maharashtra. So I think right now our risk exposure and further BR exposure to government is on the decline, not on the increase.
Okay. Very quickly, if you could tell us about the business you've acquired, EdTech startup, Perceptron Learning Solution, the cash payout, the revenues of this particular entity, how much can it contribute?
Yeah. It's not a very large company. It's a company which has 2 things that were of particular interest to us, or rather 3, I would say. One is that they have invested in some very interesting technology, which is based on learning analytics and semantic analytics in a platform. And these are some of the things that we ourselves were planning to build in our roadmap for the NIIT TV and the training.com platform. By acquiring this company, we will cut short the cycle time for building that IP by a year, and that is a very significant reduction in the cycle time. Apart from that, some excellent talent in the digital technologies that we will be working a lot more with as we go forward. And that talent is not only helping us in our own platform initiatives, but actually playing a very important role in the definition of the design of our curriculum for StackRoute. In fact, people from that company were working with us for the last 1 year already. And also the curriculum for DigiNext. The third aspect is that this company works with Ekstep, which is a company set up by Nandan Nilekani and a number of other people from the IT sector, focused on social initiatives for school children, and the platform's been deployed there, and there's a lot of experience and learning that is coming out of that, and we get the benefit of that too. Overall, this will help us in make a significant movement forward in the technology base of our platform for delivering education in the corporate sector, the school sector, and the retail sector. Small investment, just about 2.5 crores. It's not a big investment, about 25 people.
All right, fair enough, Rahul. We're going to let you go on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that is the management of NIIT Limited.